Hey, how's it going, guys? Gonna show off my Criterion collection. I have quite a few, and I want to give a basic rundown on each one. So I'm gonna set this up in two parts. I'm gonna do part one now. First up, El Norte. You already know about this one. It was my most recent one. Just put that aside. Next one up, Wages of Fear. This is a very good film, very good suspense classic from France. It's kind of like Treasure of Sierra Madre, only with nitroglycerin instead of gold. It's got that kind of feel to it. I highly recommend this one. The Blu-ray, it looks good on Blu-ray, but the only problem is it's in pillar box format, which I'm not a fan of at all. But I guess from a film from the 1950s, 53 I think. Yep, you probably can't see. You can have to expect that. Next one is Shay on Blu-ray. A very good film. It's very long too. It's set up into two parts. Part one, part two. I like part one better. Part two is good, but it's nothing really ever happens. It's a lot of planning, and they never really do anything with their revolution. I know it was based on the real life Che Guevara. Very good biopic. It's over 4 hours long, 4.5 hours. But if you got the time, comes with this poster. But it's pretty neat. It's very entertaining. If you want to spend about 4.5 hours, I highly recommend this one. But I like biopics because I love films where you can actually learn from them, like enjoy it, be fully entertained, and learn. Naked Lunch. This one is one of those weird films that a lot of people don't like because of just how weird it is. It's so weird and convoluted, but I like it. There's one I'm going to show a little bit later in part two. It's kind of the opposite, where everyone loves it. It's weird, but I don't like it. I really like this film. It's odd is that it's set up like this. I know all 2 discs are set up in this way, but well, all the recent ones. But most of the Criterions that are this thick do not come in this format. It's set up into 2 parts. Disc 1 here, you have to open the other flap, and it's disc 2 there. It's kind of odd, I think. Alright, next up, Royal Tenenbaums. Got this as a used rental for about $2.50, which is very good. Wes Anderson is hit and miss in my opinion, but I actually enjoyed this one. I thought Gene Hackman was the real saving grace of this film that made it really beyond above average and into a very good film. Not very good, but pretty good. Vampire. I don't know how you say it though, but it's a very good atmospheric horror film. I gotta show this one off. I love the packaging too. It's got great artwork. Alright, 2 discs. Comes with this booklet. Put that away. But also comes with this, which is the screenplay and the short story that the film was mostly based on. It's based on a few short stories, but the real big one that was based on is in there. Man Bites Dog. Love this film. It's a sort of mockumentary about a group of documentarians following around a serial killer. Very graphic. It's well deserving of its NC-17 rating. It's well worth a watch though. It's kind of I think the superior version of Natural Born Killers, where it's a sort of satire of the media and how it portrays its violence. That was better than that one. Next one is a personal favorite of the Criterion Collection. It's M. Only problem, it's in pillar box format. The Blu-ray has more features, which is the English language version of the film, but this is an incredible German film by Fritz Lang. Big fan of Fritz Lang. Metropolis was definitely one of my favorite silent films. And like I said with Naked Lunch, how it's both discs are into one flap. See, this is how most of these big cases comes, where it's disc on one side and disc on the other side, because it's got a pretty good booklet. Peter Lorre plays a serial killer going around killing little children, and it really follows really just new and original idea of a serial killer movie, where it shows how it affects the whole town, like the gangsters of the town are affected, and it's just like families. It's really an incredible film. It's definitely a film to check out. Throne of Blood. This is, without a doubt, well, let me just give you a spoiler. This is far from the only Kurosawa film in my collection. You're going to be seeing this name quite a bit coming up. I've got way more Kurosawa films. He's probably my favorite foreign filmmaker. It's basically Macbeth, only in feudal Japan. It's really incredible. It has an ending that's unforgettable. I'll just say that. Time Bandits. See, it's one of the older ones. This is the only version that has any kind of commentary on it, which is really cool, because I really like Gilliam's commentaries, because it really gives you a sense of how his mind functions, where he gets his ideas, all that kind of stuff. And it's probably one of my favorite kids films ever made. It's always entertaining to watch. I love Time Bandits. Walkabout on Blu-ray. Kind of disappointed by the picture quality. I pictured it to look better, because it's kind of like the Lawrence of Arabia, only set in Australia, where it's got that incredible visual appeal, but it doesn't really transfer too well onto Blu-ray. So I was a little disappointed by that. I was very disappointed with this one, and I didn't expect it to look that good. It's Stagecoach on Blu-ray. Now, I would be pissed off about this, because it does not look good at all. It looks terrible. So much so that you gotta wonder why they even decided to put this on Blu-ray. It looks like they just slapped on the movie on a Blu-ray disc without doing any kind of restoration or anything like that on it. But here's why I'm not pissed off about it. I got this for about $10 cheaper than its list price. It's about $40 if you go to like a Barnes & Noble. But I got this for about $30 at Best Buy. But what's cool about this is that, well, the thing about Blu-rays is that it's 2 disc sets on 1 disc. All the special features on there, so you don't have to worry about changing discs, which is kind of cool. And the booklet that comes with it is actually a lot thick, not a lot thicker, but thicker than most booklets that come with it, because it's got the short story the film was based on in it, which is pretty cool. Plus, I like the movie. It's not a big deal that it doesn't look great. I saw it before I got it, and I really like Stagecoach. Another Kurosawa film, Yojimbo. I got the old out-print version because it was cheaper than just to get the Blu-ray. I've seen Sanduro, which I don't think is too good. It's alright, but it's not one that I'd want to own. It's got this, but it's also got what I thought was kind of neat, is the list of the Criterion collections, the films that are in the collection, which is kind of cool. Let me just put this back in there. Good thing I set this up in 2 parts, because we're running out of time. Heading up on 10 minutes already. Bigger Than Life. Not to be confused with Larger Than Life, which is the Bill Murray elephant film. This is like almost a film that was way ahead of its time. It's kind of a satire of the 1950s nuclear family, only dad is Psycho Dad. This film looks very good on Blu-ray. I was very happy with this one. It's definitely worth the money for Blu-ray price. This was the same cost as... What I found is that a lot of Blu-rays are actually the same price as the DVDs, so it's like, why would you ever get the DVD if the Blu-ray is available? I've gotten mixed reviews of how this film looks, but great Kurosawa film. I love this one. Ron, which I do have, but not in the Criterion collection. I have it on the Studio Canal Blu-ray. That looks incredible, because the Criterion release of Ron is out of print. What is really neat about this one is the booklet comes with a lot of Kurosawa's artwork for the film. This is kind of like the not as good version as Ron. Ron is just an incredible film. You have to see it. It's a must-see film. But this is very good. I don't consider it a must-see, but if you're into Kurosawa, it is a must-see. Next one, Night of the Hunter. I remember people telling me that this was a terrible film. I should stay away from it. It's way overrated. And for some reason, I actually listened to them. I have no idea why, and I regret taking that advice, because this film is amazing. I love it. It's available on Blu-ray, a 2-disc Blu-ray, which is kind of rare. They, like I said, they normally fit special features on the Blu-ray. But this one, highly recommended. It's one I could watch endlessly. Next one, I got one more after this before we are done with part 1. Ace in the Hole. Love Billy Wilder. It's one of my favorite directors ever. I could watch his films endlessly. And Ace in the Hole is probably his most underrated film. Open up. You got the 2 discs. But what I thought was really neat is you got the booklet that comes with it is set up in newspaper format, because this is a film about newspaper. It's kind of cool. Got that the feel for it. It's even got advertisements for the film, the rattlesnake hunt. And what I thought was kind of weird is that this film's in black and white, and yet you got a booklet for Technicolor films in the collection. I can only open it. So you got Spartacus, The Red Shoes, Life and Death of Colonel Blimp, Charade. The only reason I can fathom that this is in there is because Kirk Douglas is in it, and Kirk Douglas was in Spartacus, which is also in the Criterion collection. And last but not least of this part, Modern Times, the Charlie Chaplin classic. Very, very good film. It's the first Chaplin film I've ever seen. It's probably my favorite Chaplin film. Got a good booklet with it. Do this. There's more Chaplin films coming into the Criterion collection, luckily, which is pretty cool, because Chaplin has really been I want to say raped on the DVD, because his films are near impossible to find. You have to pay through the nose for Chaplin DVDs, but luckily they're all coming on the Criterion collection. In May, The Great Dictator is coming out, and you can bet that I'll definitely be getting that one. I remember after seeing this for the first time, looking for it for the longest time, and like the cheapest I could find it was like $80 on Amazon. I'm like, screw that. Then this came out, and I was so happy that it's finally getting the respect it deserves to be put on the Criterion collection. Well, that's it for part 1. I'll do part 2 soon. Get it out probably the same day as part 1. Alright, see ya.